What is up, you guys? Welcome back to another YouTube video, another podcast, and another video in my community. In today's podcast, we are talking about how the clients who win big always invest big. And this happens literally every single time. And I'm going to give you some real life examples of how this is true, how dropping thousands of dollars instead of a mediocre $20 here and there to get some help will really serve its purpose in your life. And I'm going to give you examples on how I've dropped, over $100,000 cash on help, on support, on learning, so on and so forth, to help build my fitness business to 6 figures a year and then some, to living the life of my dreams, to having the body that I want and all this stuff. And I'm going to give you some client examples as well when it comes to fitness clients. Okay. So, the clients who win big, they always invest big. I've invested over $100,000 into my own growth, not just as a coach, but as a person. I'm talking my own cash. Nobody's ever helped me with this. This is something I've done for myself. My whole life in my business, I have pride in it because I've literally done it myself. I've had countless 16-hour days, 7 days a week, grinding away to build my life to where it is now, which I'm really proud about. I've made some mistakes along the way. I've made some stupid decisions, so on and so forth. And what I like to do is I like to use my business as a good example for my fitness clients, because a lot of the perspectives and lessons go hand in hand. But for example, I remember I hired my first fitness coach after, 12, 13 years of working out on my own, after I've already competed in some bodybuilding competitions. And when I hired my first coach, he cost $450 a month, for a fitness coach, online to help me compete in bodybuilding. And that was one of the best decisions that I made, because it took the stress away from literally just having to program, having to, worry about what my nutrition should be. Any questions I had, I asked. Programs were always updated, and that was one of the bigger things for me, just always having a constant workout plan at hand that I could just follow, that I liked and that I enjoyed and that worked well, and it just gave me what I needed without me even having to do the thought process. Even for me now, I don't have a fitness coach right now. I do my own programming and stuff like that, but it just helps when you have that. It helps to have accountability, to check in every single week with my fitness coach. It gave me that stopping point once a week where I could reflect on how well I was doing, because I had goals to accomplish. Another example is a powerlifting coach. I got into powerlifting last year, and I started to compete, and I had a powerlifting coach walk me through programming and stuff like that for powerlifting. Even though I'm not powerlifting anymore for my own personal reasons, I just, that's one of the main things that helped a lot, because you have a program at hand. You know what I mean? You don't have to do any of that yourself. And the last example that I have is a business mentorship. So this is more of the big one where I've dropped over $100K. When I first started my business about 5 years ago, I needed help because I didn't know how to do what I wanted to do. And I'm not saying I dropped $100K right away. I dropped it by, paying for at the time, my coach's monthly program for, whatever it was, $300 a month to learn how to do what I needed to do. And then once it started to make more money, I invested in a bigger program, and then a bigger program, and then I joined another team. And then over the course of the last 5 years, it added up into, $100,000 plus of me just investing and learning and all this stuff. But even that itself, I wouldn't have been able to learn what I have today without being able to, without investing big. And, it's just every time I invested bigger, I leveled up faster every single time. But I will say this, I will say a caveat. It depends on what you're investing in. If you're investing in something where it's it's just repetitive and it's stuff you already know to an extent when it comes to learning something, then it's not worth it. It's different when it's a fitness coach, because even for me, I know everything that I need to know about fitness, but for me, hiring a fitness coach is super beneficial. So I don't have to spend my time programming or worrying about nutrition or worrying about meal plan ideas or anything like that. Even though I know this stuff, it's just I don't want to spend the time doing it, which is why I would invest in a fitness coach. And I come across that with some people sometimes too, where like they don't have the results that they want, but then they start working with me and they're like, oh, but I already know all this stuff. Oh, I'm just buying something that like I already know. And it's like the point of a fitness coach is, to give you the stuff that you need. Like, and that's it, because they have your best interest in mind, because you weren't giving it to yourself in the first place. And they're there to hold you accountable. You know what I mean? Like, they're there to make sure that you're doing just what you need. Nothing more than that. And please don't expect that out of a fitness coach. Like, your fitness coach is not there to like do everything you need in your life. It's not like they're your personal fucking assistant. Like, they're there to fucking coach you on fitness. That is it. To give you what you need to accomplish your goals. That's it. Like, that is the only job. You know what I mean? And if you're looking for something more, I'm just saying, like, you're not going to really get that out of anybody unless you're paying for something more, or you're just getting a bullshit service where the coach is trying to go above and beyond to provide you a service that, they don't even really need to provide, right? When it's like, that's the main job of a fitness coach is just for fitness, like workouts for your goals, nutrition for your goals, nothing extra. They're not there to be your best friend. Sure, there should be like a, good professional relationship, but nothing more than that. That's what the fitness coach is for. So here's the truth about investment and commitment. The deeper the investment, the deeper the commitment. Every single fucking time I have a client who pays upfront for a full year, thousands of dollars to transform their body, guess what? They transform their body. Every single time I have a client pay for a lower end program that I have that's a little bit cheaper, that's a little bit more affordable, because they're kind of hesitant to invest big, they don't get the same results. They don't get the same experience. They don't get the same wow factor. It literally happens every single time. Every single time a client invests big, they get the result. Every single time. I will have like the odd person who doesn't, because they maybe are at a different stage of life and they don't want crazy results and stuff like that, but they still get the same wow factor. They still get it's been so funny to be able to like reflect and see people's experiences in terms of investing, over the years. And it's just, it just happens every single time. Here's a good rule of thumb. You invest like the person you want to become. If you're investing cheap, you're going to get cheap. If you're investing big, you're going to get big. You know what I mean? I used to say this thing about macros. I forget what it was. Whatever. I lost it. But it's like, if you're tracking, I don't know. If you're following the plan to the T, you're going to get results to the T or something. I forget what it was, but it's very true. Like, it depends on what you're paying for, like for real, but just know that everybody here, like, I'm a very like solid coach, I'd say. Like, I don't give more than I need to, cause there's no need to do that as a fitness coach. There's boundaries, and there's a lot of business owners who do that, where they go above and beyond all the time and give way more than they need to, which is not helpful to them or their business at all. And it's also not helpful to the client, because it's like they give them this like false advertisement about like what kind of like how the experience is going to be. And I'm just like straight up, I'm just like, I'm here to coach you, and that's it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we might banter a little bit here and there, but really not at all. I'm here to hold you accountable and make sure that you get to your goals. You know what I mean? So, but there is just such a huge difference. Like, for example, my client Lydia, she's like 30 pounds down since she joined last year, like mid-year. She completely changed her lifestyle. Like, she came to me, joined in May, and, she stayed locked in through all the ups and downs. I've changed her programming along the way. I've changed her nutrition along the way. She has balanced nutrition. She doesn't have any restriction, but she has guidelines to follow. And I'm helping her with her training. She still has some more to progress in terms of her training to get better, to get to the point where she's like fully completed her weight loss goal, which is like what we're working on towards now. For example, she paid up front for a year last year, and now is her 1 year renewal pretty much. And she's invested for a full year again. You know what I mean? Like, that's like what I'm talking about. When you invest in a service and someone who can actually provide it, you're going to get what you need as long as you actually like follow the plan. You know what I mean? You can invest and not do anything, but like, why would you pay big bucks for that? And the point of investing bigger is to like put like more, is to kind of put more, commitment on the line, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? It's to put more, it's just to put more down. It's like basically like putting more risk down, but that's just what it is. And she's one of my most successful clients. My client Millan, he pays, a decent amount monthly. And like, he came in wanting to cut fat and prep for high rocks and marathons and ultras, etc. And we're doing it. I'm walking him through all of the training. Now he's in maintenance and performance mode. He's just really trying to progress his performance, and he's committed to the process. And he's like literally had an insane transformation. Like, he went from like fat to like ripped. You can check out his progress photo on my Instagram. It's tagged at the top. Jakelyn, total mental and physical glow up. Like, from gym anxiety to fully functional lifter. Like, she also completely changed her physique from fat to abs. Like, literally, like, never gave up, hard fucking working person. But all of these people, these, 3 people out of a lot of other clients that I've had too, like, they invested. You know what I mean? They're like, okay, Nick provides a service. And you can kind of think about this way with any fitness coach, but for me, it's like Nick provides a service and like, I'm going to pay for the service. You know what I mean? I'm not going to try to cheap away from it or try to, go with the cheaper program first or whatever it is. Sometimes I'll have some clients who go with like the monthly or like, the monthly first before they pay up front for the full year, or they might go with my cheaper $97 program before they pay up front for like a full year, or like whatever it is. But like, I'm just saying right now, like, whenever somebody pays minimal, it's like you try less hard. You know what I mean? Because it's like you're investing in yourself. And that's like one thing that I've noticed going into adulthood is like, if you want to progress in life and learn something new or do better or like have that accountability, or in this case, get the body, get the help, like whatever it is, when you invest in something that like actually provides you that, fuck man, like you'll be 10 steps ahead of, the next person who's also trying to do the same thing but isn't doing it. You know what I mean? And like, just for me, for example, I've realized like how important investing is when it comes to just yourself. And I'm not even just saying for fitness. I'm just saying, for example, like it depends on how much you're paying for when it comes to like an actual like fitness coach, but like my rates are like realistic and good. Some other people don't know, but like mine are good. Like you get what the fuck you pay for. Which is how I wanted to like make my program and coaching. But there are other ways to like invest in yourself, which also go a long way. Like, buying gym clothes you feel good in. That just literally helps you improve your day-to-day life. Like, why wouldn't you want to help improve your day-to-day life?